announces €63 million in aid as 6.5 million face hunger in drought-hit Somalia. The European Union's newly appointed ambassador to the Federal Republic of Somalia, Francesca Di Mauro, seated with HE President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud after presenting her credentials at Villa Somalia, the presidential palace in Mogadishu. Mogadishu, HOL. The European Union announced €63 million in new humanitarian funding for Somalia on Thursday, as 6.5 million people across the country face severe hunger driven by drought, conflict, and shrinking global aid. The funding will support the most vulnerable communities affected by ongoing insecurity, displacement, worsening drought, and soaring food prices, the EU said in a statement. The assistance will prioritize life-saving health and nutrition services, including treatment for severe acute malnutrition, as well as emergency cash transfers, water and sanitation support, protection services, and emergency education. The aid will be delivered through EU humanitarian partners operating in Somalia to ensure assistance reaches those most affected in a timely and effective manner, officials said. The announcement comes as new data from the Integrated Food Security Phase Classification, IPC, shows hunger is rising sharply nationwide. An estimated 6.5 million people, roughly 1 in 3 Somalis, are projected to face crisis-level or worse food insecurity by the end of March. The IPC report also estimates that 1.84 million children under age 5 are expected to suffer acute malnutrition in 2026, including nearly 500,000 who will be severely malnourished. Somali government officials and UN agencies say the deteriorating food security situation is fueled by water shortages, ongoing conflict, and historically low levels of humanitarian funding linked to global aid cuts. The latest drought, triggered by below-average rainfall, has led to widespread crop failures, livestock losses, and rising food prices, deepening vulnerability among pastoral and farming communities. Water shortages are intensifying in southern and central Somalia and are not expected to substantially improve even if upcoming rains are average. Between July and December, drought and conflict displaced approximately 278,000 people, according to UN estimates, disrupting agricultural production, market access, and humanitarian aid delivery. Even if seasonal rains perform at average levels in the coming months, officials warn that 5.5 million people are expected to remain in crisis or worse later in 2026. Recovery from the prolonged drought will take time, they said. The EU said it is also participating in a global leadership roundtable to coordinate the emergency response following Somalia's activation of its food security crisis preparedness plan. With the new allocation, the EU has provided more than €750 million in humanitarian assistance to Somalia since 2017, at a time when humanitarian programs worldwide are facing funding shortfalls. The bloc said it remains committed to supporting emergency relief efforts in Somalia, where needs continue to outpace available resources.